BBC News at midday. The Deputy Prime Minister Oliver Dowden has condemned a protest by the environmental group Greenpeace, which has targeted Rishi Sunak's house in North Yorkshire. Activists have climbed onto the roof of the property and covered much of it in black fabric. They're angry at the Prime Minister's decision to grant more than 100 more licences for oil and gas extraction in the North Sea, calling him a climate arsonist. Mr Sunak and his family are currently away on holiday in California. Mr Dowden said people were sick of these stupid stunts and defended the government's policy.
We're going to need, in the coming decades, oil and gas as part of our energy mix. Do we produce it here, where we get more tax, we create more jobs, or do we do what the Labour Party and others say, which is say no more investment in our North Sea oil and gas? That means fewer jobs here and more reliance on less stable energy, which is shipped into this country.
A group of 14 British nationals have arrived in France after being evacuated from Niger in the wake of last week's military coup. The Foreign Office, which has cut the number of diplomatic staff at the UK's embassy, says there's a very small number of British citizens still in the country. Our Africa correspondent, Catherine Bairuhanga, says that there are expected to be widespread demonstrations in Niger later.
An influential civil society coalition called M62 has called for widespread protests in Niger today. They say that they're there to support the new military leaders in the country against international and regional pressure to step down. So protests are expected to centre in the capital, Niamey.
In the past few moments, the Bank of England has announced that interest rates have risen by 0.25 percentage point to 5.25%. This is the 14th rise in a row. Last month, interest rates increased by 0.5 percentage point as the bank tried to bring inflation under control. The BBC understands the government will again delay post-Brexit checks on fresh farm produce arriving in the UK from the EU. They had been due to begin in October, but ministers are believed to be concerned the extra checks could push up prices and fuel inflation. Industry groups have welcomed the announcement. Security is being stepped up in Washington ahead of Donald Trump's court appearance this evening. The former president is accused of conspiring to overturn the result of the 2020 American presidential election. Structures have been erected around the US Capitol buildings where Mr Trump's supporters rioted in 2021. Nicole D'Antonio from CBS News says similar measures have been taken near the federal courthouse.
Where we're standing, I'm born and bred from this area. There's a lot of security here around the federal courthouse. We're also just blocks away from the U.S. Capitol. These security barriers just behind me, they just went up overnight. And D.C. police have also said they're working with federal law enforcement to make sure that things stay safe in this area. But we are going to be keeping a close eye on this. Again, that first court appearance starting at 4 o'clock this afternoon.
The former American football player Tom Brady has bought a stake in Birmingham City Football Club. The 7-time Super Bowl champion is the latest American celebrity to buy into the Football League. Matt Graveling has more details.
Tom Brady said it's an honour to become part of Birmingham City, describing the team as one with history and passion. The 46-year-old who retired from American football in February is investing as well as providing expertise to the club. Widely recognised as one of the greatest American footballers in NFL history, Brady won 6 Super Bowls with the New England Patriots and 1 with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in 2021.
The BAFTA-winning conductor and composer Carl Davis has died. He was 86. He wrote music for more than 100 television programmes, including the BBC's Pride and Prejudice and the score for the World at War television series. BBC News.